everybody, welcome to Elisa's Art Room. Today we're going to be working some more on my Whitetail buck acrylic painting. So this is on wood. So we are getting close to finished with them. So y'all come in and say hi, let me know you're here. I'm going to get the sound check here. Okay, Don, let me know sound is good. Thank you very much. Get you guys pulled up so I can see chat. Not showing yet. Yeah, we are currently live on Facebook. If you see the little red button at top left. If not, you're catching a replay either here or over on YouTube. There it is. All right, so we are going to work some more on the fur today. That's pretty much all I have left is getting the fur. We pretty much got the head close, and then I haven't really done much on the body yet, so that's where we're at. So I've got a few people on here. I'm going to go ahead and pull this camera up top so we can get started. All right, hold on one second while I move everything. That's good. All right. So let's see. Fur colors are going to be those mixture of browns I've been using, which is pretty much been burnt umber, I think burnt sienna, maybe a little red oxide. Let's see, what else have I been using? Honestly, I never remember. I think I'll throw out some yellows. That maple jello hue. No, I don't know. That might be too light. Let me look at this reference. So our reference is by photographer Don Barrick, in case you don't know. He gave me permission to paint this. Oh, that might be useful. I think I've been using yellow oxide or possibly just unbleached titanium. I kind of like that tone though. I might use that instead of that. And we'll stick with a little bit of unbleached titanium, a little bit of white, some black. Maybe that's everything. I never know until I get started. And I don't write it down, I always forget. I used to take pictures of the tubes every time and post them. But I haven't been doing that. Honestly, because I don't know if anybody's actually following my colors and everything, because the chance of you doing the exact same painting is slim unless you happen to be on the same group I am and have permission to paint it. Which it is a free group. It's, let me think if I can remember what it's called. I think it's called Free Reference Photos for Artists. It's a Facebook group, but you have to join it and everything. Agree to the rules and all that. But there are a lot of great, some professional, some non-professional photographers on there. It's like a mess. I don't know if I need that much of that. Some white. Just throw it up at the top there. Probably don't need that much of that either. Always put out too much paint. It didn't used to be an issue really, because I would use what was left over on a canvas or something, but I haven't been doing that either, so it's a little bit wasteful. Naples yellow hue. I don't think I've been using Naples yellow hue, but we're going to try it. It's possible I've just been using this raw sienna, which I'll put out a little of just in case I can't get the tone I want. I don't think I've put this out yet. No, I haven't. Okay. I probably need a whole lot more burnt umber than that. Ooh, did I touch something? I did touch something. What did I touch? I'm trying to see what has paint on it. Something has paint on it. Either I did it when I touched the lid or I touched something else. That's always fun. Figuring out where that came from. Let me get it off of here before I make a mess. So I don't know what I touched. I don't think I touched the pile, so it must have been the lid. Y'all probably know because y'all catch things that I don't catch. Because I don't realize I've done it. Until I see it on my hands and it's like, oh, where'd that come from? Let me look at that white container. It must have been, I don't know, maybe I just touched the lid when I closed it. So I don't see it on the white. Weird. All right, no telling. All right, let's see. Just get all this cleaned off. Put out a little more burnt umber. Honestly, I've had these paints for a really long time because I don't use much paint. When I paint, I don't know. I don't use a lot. It's just my style, I guess. And it's honestly, the paint almost goes bad before I get a chance to use it. I don't know where it came from. Oh well. Hopefully, we're important. Let's do my reference up there for a second. I just don't want to get it on the painting, so I'm kind of trying to make sure I don't have it somewhere I'm not seeing. All right, I think we're good. So I've been mostly using my fine number 10. So 10-0 Moderna Royal and Langnickel. I can't talk. Royal and Langnickel brush. That was a mouthful. All right, so I've been using that one a lot. It's probably one of my favorite liners. This one would be my second favorite liner. This is just, it's also, you can't read it now because it's wore out, but it's also a Royal and Langnickel, I think. Yes, I have a second one. This one's new. It's a 5-0 instead of a 10-0. But those are my two favorites. They're both pretty good. This one I got from Hobby Lobby. I think my rubber thing's moved. Okay, that's probably enough colors. I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know what it is. I don't know. I didn't end up using the transparent mixing white last time, so I'm not going to put that out. I think that's good. We'll start with that. All right, so I also have this fine mister I use a lot. I got this off of Amazon. I have like a favorites list for y'all. I'm not affiliated with Amazon. It's just like one of, like how you can make wish lists. I made a favorites list that y'all can see, and it has all the things that I like on it. So it's getting kind of big, but it's a good place for y'all to take a peek and just see. There is a link in my description of my Facebook page and on my YouTubes when I post those. So in case you ever need to find something I'm using, you can probably find it there. So we're going to mix a light medium brown to start with. I'm going to start getting some of this body done. And there were a couple of places that I saw sometimes after the live, I will look at the photo reference and a picture of this on my camera side by side. And I'll start seeing things that I didn't catch. And I'll be like, oh, that's why that looks a little off. It's because it's more round or just something. And I saw something when I was doing that. What was it? I'm trying to remember. Something with a white angle. I feel like it was this. course, I'm not seeing it now. It's a little off. It's not a lot, but it's much straighter here. It's very straight, which always surprises me. And I've got a little more of a curve there. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I don't know if it just needs to be straighter across. And it may not matter. It might be all right. But I don't know if there was something else. I'm trying to see if I can see it again, because of course I didn't write it down. Sometimes I'll take a picture and then I'll go in Photoshop or whatever and circle the issue. But I didn't do that either. What was it? I feel like the nose is still a tiny bit wide. Maybe I need a little more white over here. And, you know, if anyone wasn't looking at the reference, this is fine. It's not like that, but I don't know. I tend to be a little OCD, so you have to kind of bear with me on that one. I don't think I need this tape. All right. So let's just work on this fur here, and I'm just going to get this kind of medium brown color. Right now we have the dark. This is pretty much burnt umber and black. Do I have a palette knife? Yes. All right, so we're just going to take burnt umber first. If I can get it to scoop. Burnt umber, tiny bit of, what'll make it lighter, a good choice. Not this yellow yet. Let's try this raw sienna, maybe? Is that what it's called? You know me and names. I think it's raw sienna. Let's see what that does. Mixing is just, you know, guys, I eye it. I just look and I decide if it needs something, and I play. I throw things in it and say, okay, does that look good? Does it need more of that? How did that look? That's my process. We'll try that. Something about maybe a tiny bit of red there. I'm just kind of making a couple shades on here so I can kind of play with them and see what I like. That was maybe red oxide. Let me look. What was that? It's not burnt sienna, is it? It might be burnt sienna. I think it is. All right. So, get some water off my palette. And let's start with this tone. Should I clean this before it dries on there? I'm going to zoom in just a little bit for y'all. Let's see. Hopefully you won't be able to see as much of my palette, but... And then I'm trying to see where I'm at. I think about there and get this light on here decent. Always looks so dark on my iPad because it's at an angle. I think I'm too dark. Okay, let's see. So, yeah, that might be all right. Honestly, might be a fraction light, but it will dry darker. I'm going to mix it with this red. Just a little bit. I might need to turn it, but we'll try some this way. So I'm just going to start adding some strokes in the direction of the fur to kind of get this area started. So I'm just looking at the direction, and I'm just going to kind of start laying these out. It's much went really dark for some reason. There. It's going on a little thicker than I want, but I can thin it up later. So this goes this direction. I still have a shadow. I think it just needs to be a little more wet. So mostly I'm going to try and get the direction going. And then we'll do tones and all that later. Honestly, these hairs on this body are, they're not super long. They're pretty short. I got them pretty close right here. So the back, it does start going down just a little bit right here. That's just not light enough. All right, let's try that. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so it goes down ever so slightly. This is kind of this way. There's a lot of turns in here because his body's just kind of straight. All right, brush where you're not doing anything. It's too much, not enough. So this part, where is that? It's about here on the shoulder blade. So it goes from kind of going in an upward direction to a very sharp turn here. So I'm going to try to get this turn. If I can just get some of these to actually go on here. That's the only issue with this brush, is it holds so little paint. It's very difficult to go very far on a stroke. The longer liners hold more paint. So in some ways that white one over there could be handy. But right now I'm just going to try and get these, the direction right. So then it kind of straightens out here. So there's a definite curve here. I don't want to lose this curve because it really will make a difference on how his body, come on paint, how this looks. All right, I'm going to switch to the white one. I'm not getting enough paint on this for this. I could just use a rake, which I might. Let me try the white one first and see if I can get a longer line out of it. I'm going to use my new one because it's got a little, if I don't throw it on the floor, a little better. The brush isn't so worn out. Put a little bit of water on there. Let's see if I can get a longer stroke with this guy. It's a little bit wider, but if I can get the paint to actually go on, that will help immensely. A little bit. I think it's just not wide enough. If I put too much paint on the brush, it'll just be too thick of a line. And I can thin it out later, but I'm sorry about this shadow. I don't know how to eliminate that because my strongest light, unfortunately, is that one. Let me see if I can move this one. Put it closer. Try to get some of that shadow out. That might be better. So kind of straight here. All this direction is kind of down this way. I'm going to stress about this being too thick right now. I'll just add little ones on top. It is pretty dark over here though. I'll darken it up later. Okay, so where's that turn? It's not as sharp right here. It's about like that. But then here, this is definitely a turn here. It's raining. I can hear the rain hitting my roof. but it's not cold enough to snow or anything. It's been cold. It's been like 29, but today it went up to like 45, so no snow. Typical of our area, which is probably a good thing. I love to look at snow, but I don't want to have to deal with it. But I do love to look at it. Is that enough of a curve? I think so. I think that's enough. And then it kind of straightens back out. There's a little spot right here that the fur is slightly downward. So we'll put that in there. Yeah, this is working a little bit better. The brush it holds just ever so slightly more paint because it's longer. That's why a lot of liners, like script liners, are long. When you want to do lining, it helps to have a longer one because it just holds more paint. So you can see the difference here. It's not a lot. It's like maybe a 1/8 of an inch, but enough. So this is slightly angled down. Now, I don't know how much this is showing on camera. It's subtle, but your layers have to be subtle. If you go too fast, you're never going to get the detail fur look. And there's some dark areas in here, but that's okay. I can do them with washes, or I can just add a little bit later. So this starts turning upward here. I think it's this way. This is definitely working better. Sometimes I don't do this. I use a rake, but honestly, I feel like I get a lot better results just doing an individual stroke brush. It's slightly downward here. Didn't like that. I think that's right. Trying to tell where it turns. It turns about here. It's because the neck is there. So I've been playing with the train stuff a little bit. I got my tunnel pretty much finished as far as the structure. And then once Dave does his part and builds the platform for it, I can add the mountain detail. Right now I have this shoulder blade really strong. Does not need to be that strong. Hey Deborah, Happy New Year to you too. Okay. through here, kind of a little bit downward, not too much, and then it kind of turns. I think this still goes down a little more. Okay, I'm running out of paint. Probably running out of water. I need to mix a little bit more. What did I have in here? Some of this burnt umber. A little bit of yellow, I think. Oh, didn't use that unbleached titanium yet. That's about right. Slightly down. It's always nice having a brand new brush. It really does make a difference, because after a while your brushes, they just start fraying and getting loose little bits on them, and you know, the bristles are going every which way. Even though I try to be, you know, pretty good on my care, but these two really bright ones here, I'm gonna kind of tone them out a little bit with some brown. They were way too thick. I'll just blend them in. I can go back over it. I feel like this needs to be a slightly more downward angle here. Just a little bit right there. Let me do that. Sorry about the shadow. Can't tell. It's more yellow or something. It doesn't matter, because actually that spot right there is rather dark. It kind of goes up into here a little bit darker. Actually needs more brown for right there. Just a slightly darker area right there. At least an undercoat. Just throw a little bit of brown on here real quick. And then I'll blend it in. Okay, so this is going down. It's more of a curve right there. It's a pretty sharp curve. I think I'll need to lighten it to get it on there. It's closer, I think. I think I've got them the right direction. Just when I add the shading, it will help show that too. Okay, why are you not coming off? Just a medium shade over here with maybe a touch of this red. Well, we'll stick with this red oxide, whatever it was. Oh, I need to wash this out. It's getting too thick at the base. You don't want your paint to start building up in your bottom near the ferrule there. Then it won't brush right. Okay. So this is actually very dark. I have a feeling I'm going to do like maybe a dark wash, like a black brownish color in these areas that are more shaded on this picture. I'll show you in a second what I mean. But for right now, we're just getting direction, mostly. It's a process. It doesn't bother me, but I would imagine watching can be a little more. So I always tell people if it's too tedious for you, wait till I'm done and just, do a fast forward. Or you can even, if you're watching on YouTube, you can up the speed in your settings. You can temporarily go over and jump the speed up to 2 times or 3 times or whatever. And then you can kind of see the process a lot quicker than watching, stroke by stroke, which can be a little much. I'll do that a lot of times if I'm watching somebody I like to watch paint, and then it's just, it's taking a little more time than I have the patience for. I will definitely go in and just jump the speed up a little. I used to film a time lapse at the same time, but I don't have another device right now to do that with. So I can't do that. My Kindle I was using to view chat on died. So now I have to use my phone to view the chat, which means I don't have it to do the time lapse with. And I'm sure I could probably do an edit and edit this original down to do a time lapse. I hate editing. It always takes forever. I have patience when painting. I do not have patience when dealing with the technical stuff. I just don't. I think I've got this direction pretty good. Just looking at it. Maybe just right here, a little bit straighter down. It's a lot more down than you think it is when you look at it up close. Let's see if I can show you the fur. It's hard to see on this. I think it's me because I'm at an angle, but you can see it turns real sharp through here. And then it's pretty straight right here down until about here. And that's what I'm trying to figure out. All right, let me spritz this again. Okay, so just a little tiny bit straighter. hard to see this color, but I can see it. I just don't know how well it shows for you. Tiny bit straighter and then this curve. Okay, I think that's right. Hey, Nancy. I think I have enough of this color down. Probably switch to a different color. Not sure what I want to do on that back. Where is that line? See, let me add a little bit of a light to a section of this. See if the tone's right. Oh, the tone's a little off. Let me try this one. Maybe. Thank you, Deborah. I'm glad that you like it. Alright, so this shoulder blade kind of goes. Let's see if I can get this shoulder blade. Trying to just get where it turns there. Come on. It's not this light, but it's going to help me see it better. Nope, don't like that. It has a little more downward angle. Husband's in there coughing. I don't know if y'all can hear him. We finally got to see the kids. New Year's Eve. So that was nice. They were full of energy. I can handle them for like an hour or two. And then that's it, I'm done. I'm like, it's too much for me. My daughter always laughs at me because I can't. It's overwhelming to me. They just have so much energy. Trying to get this turn. Can't tell if I'm down far enough. I think I might be a little bit high. I don't know. Let me look at it. See if I can kind of see. Oh, it's close. It's got more of a turn there, though. Yeah, about there. I got to figure out this. There's like a... I'm not getting this tone quite right. I don't know what it is. It's definitely more of a blackish brown. But when you lighten, it's real hard to keep that. I'll try adding a little burnt umber in here. See how that looks. I think I'll end up just doing it with a wash because I can't seem to match the tone. That's pretty close. What color is that? Always, I look and then I forget where I was. Not light enough. Let's try this one. So what is up with this section? Does it just need to be straighter? Maybe. I think it's just a tiny bit straighter. Let's throw some of this dark burnt umber in here. See if I can straighten this out just a little bit better. I feel like I'm too curved or something. And this is too curved on top. I wonder which goes over the top, the white or the brown? Good question. It's not real obvious, honestly. I think the brown looks like it goes over the top a little bit, but the darker color. I'm just doing this little bit of dark to kind of fix that line a little bit. It'll be fine, honestly, because it's pretty dark there anyway. Alright, that might be a little straighter. I think that matches better. Alright, where else? There was a spot on this eye. Let's probably have this color down. Maybe this shade. A little bit of this, maybe some unbleached titanium in there. More unbleached titanium. Alright, so this eye, the white is pretty close. It just needs to come over about here. And then this. That color's not bad, actually. Goes through there. So that was a little bit of that Naples yellow and unbleached titanium with a tiny bit of this brown mixture we have going. It's a very yellowish color there. How high is it? Goes all the way to the point there. Kind of closer. That little zigzag is not showing quite right. It needs dark on the edges again. I keep losing it because I go too light. Alright, let's see. A little bit of this burnt umber and black, so I can darken that real quick. So, my little zigzaggy thing. Teeny bit right there. Goes at an angle, and then right here, oops, right there, sorry, I think I'm holding my breath. It's like, I really like that feature on his head, the way his fur is laying. I'm trying to capture it, and it's been a little bit of a challenge. Oh, come on, paint. I think I need more water. Oh man, there's a lot of glare. I hate that picture glare so much. there's a V, kind of. I'm just trying to get this little zigzag shape back. Like I said, I think I lost a lot of it. It's close. It's rain. I like the rain, but man, it'll put me to sleep. I do like listening to it, but it's definitely relaxing. Try and get a little more separation in there. It's better, I think. I'll be painting along and I'll be like, nope, it's just not coming off the brush anymore. Alright, I got that little piece. It's like a little notch there. It's pretty good. Tiny little bit of black in there. Alright. Getting there. I can tell my brush it's not rolled enough. I always, as I'm pulling it off my palette, I don't know if y'all noticed, but I roll. So my finger does a little twist and that makes that point nice. This little eyebrow spot. Come on. Don't fight me. Got a little dark spot right there. Okay. I'll probably go back and forth on this just a little, just until I get the separation. This fur is very separated up here. It's a bit of a challenge. Still, I'm not liking this nose bridge. It's just much more narrow than that. And it could just be the white highlights not on there yet. Let me put a little bit of black. It's still got some brown, but a little bit of black in it. I think that because I don't have the white highlight as much, I'm just not seeing the narrow. Because his nose is much narrower. And this side, just a little bit. Come on, come off the brush. That's a little closer. Yeah, I think I like this shape a little bit better. There's a brown spot right there. I cut my finger. Where is that brown spot? I just saw it. On the side of the nose, between that white. Kind of medium brown. Let's see if I can get it. Alright, so it's right at the base of the eye. Just ever so slightly. Too much paint. Kind of goes at an angle. Just a tiny little bit. I'll put more white so I can fix it. I'm being picky. Sorry. It curves just a tiny bit more. It's close. I think that white goes further down too. I'll fix that when we do white, if I don't forget. You know, I'll put a little bit right now because I'm going to forget. Just throw some unbleached titanium and white together. I need water. Okay. I knocked my water bottle off. Hold on. Oops. Going across the room. I love this thing, but it has such a narrow base and it's kind of bumped up a little bit. It does not sit on my table well. I knock it off all the time. I even have like a little silicone pad under it so that it doesn't do it, and I still do it. Alright, so I'm just going to do a little bit of white here so I can remember that this is just further down. Even if the tone's not right, I just want to get it on here. Okay, that's closer. Alright, I think that's good. Alright, let's go back to the fur. What time is it? 10? Okay. So I want to do... try to get this a little bit lighter shade. Let's see, what do I think that is? Try adding more of this. I'm just going to mix this together because it's going to be my base brown. Some unbleached titanium, I think that is. And a little bit of that yellow oxide. Is that what that's called? Where's the bottle? No. Was it Naples Jello? I think it was Naples Jello. Naples Jello hue. I think that's what that is. Right, let's try that. Let's see what we get. It's just so much redder. Okay, we'll add some of this. Red to it. It's so hard to tell. Sometimes it looks red, but if you were to zoom in, it wouldn't be as red as you think it is. But I'm going to add just, not pink, but what can I add? What's my reddest brown color? I do have that vivid red somewhere. Where is it? Vivid red orange? No, that's going to be too orange, I think. It's not orange, right? No. You know what? I'm going to try drop of cadmium red deep. I know it seems weird. I don't know what it's going to do, but it's really red, and I gotta see if I can try to catch that. It's so red, it's almost pink. Let's see what this does. A little more of know what? That's pretty close. All right, let's go with that. I'll try that. I always hate adding colors that seem off because I'm like, what is that going to do? Is it going to make just a mess? Let's see if this color looks right. Well, if it will show. I think that this was much darker underneath. The color itself, I think, is right, but I lost a lot of the dark underneath, so I might have to add it back. I think that's... Decisions. Just going to throw a little bit of dark in here real quick and see if it looks right. No, if I can get it to come off my brush. It's been a challenging color. For me. What is that shade? Maybe add, what is this color? Red oxide? Let's add some red oxide. Maybe. My wipe has had it. Get another one. All right. Let's see. Maybe. It's definitely closer than it was. Like I said, if I can't get it quite right, I will do it with a wash. Sometimes you can get really close to it and then just add a wash over the top and match it right up. It's a lot darker here than I think it is. All right, so that goes from this really light kind of reddish brown into more of a white unbleached titanium down here. I wonder what would happen if I threw a little bit of that in there. If it's going to get too pink on me. Might need more yellow, I can't tell. Let's see. It's actually not bad. Looking at it on the palette, it looks like it would never be right, but it looks pretty close on it. Try and get this curve a little bit. Okay, I might go with that. I don't know if I should just... No, actually drying, it's looking pretty close to that color. And then I need another little bit of it with some more brown. So I'm just going to add some burnt umber next to it. Am I on the screen? No. Let's see if I can move up a little. Yeah, so a little bit of burnt umber added to that unbleached titanium, red oxide, raw sienna mixture. You'd never remember what these colors are. There's so many colors in here right now. It doesn't honestly matter. All right, so let's see. Just below the middle of the shoulder blade, about here. I'm just trying to differentiate these little spots right now. Oops, come off. That's, you know, that's gonna be too wet. Let's see, I think it's about here. I'm not getting super detailed with this, I just want to kind of see where it is. Just use your finger. And then this one is about here. Start dangling down a little bit. Okay. And then it turns up. Nope. Okay. There's a little black line that goes between there, but I could always do that with a wash. But I'm going to kind of try to hint at it, at least about where it is. I think it's about here. Make sure you get your turn there. This will dry darker. It's going on kind of bright, but it's thin, so it's drying a little bit darker. Okay, I think that curve's about right. Okay, there rain more now. I don't know if y'all can pick that up. A lot of tiny little strokes. There's some shading and stuff going on, but right now I'm just going to do them mostly light. I might just try to hint at where they are. So this goes about here. It's a lighter area. Catty corner. I think it's about here. Just a tiny little bit lighter area. We will hint at. And then there's another lighter area just past that. Oh, I'm too far over. Am I too far over on that too? I think I am on that first one. So the first one is about here. second one is about here. Too much. Now I've lost it again. Here, let me stick it up here. I don't know if this is exactly the same size. It's close. So I had to scale it to fit. It's pretty close. All right, so where is that line? So this is a little too far over. And this line's about right. That's about right. But that first little dark area I was trying to capture is a little off. I think it's about here. And then about here. Come on. There's a lot of dark over here that I don't have yet, so. About there. It lines up, it's just, it doesn't look like it does. All right, let me just put that dark in so that it's not throwing me off so much. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of burnt umber and black. Just to kind of move this back a little bit because I think it's throwing me off because it's so light right now. First step in. Approximately there. And the second one is approximately here. I don't know if you're even seeing what I'm seeing. I can try and show you. Just a little, it's a little, I don't know, a little wave in his fur there. I'm trying to capture. So this is a little bit further over. That's a little bit darker. I went really light under here, and it's not nearly that light. I was probably just thinking I'd just do it in a wash, honestly. I'm going to darken it just a little bit. Okay, what time is it? All right, 10:15, we're okay. And let's see if I can get this little dark spot. It's hard to tell. Seems like it's right below that point. And shoulder blade. Just a little dark spot there. It'll show up more once it's lightened, but I'm going to hint at it. It's not too bad. there's a dark spot here. Might as well get these dark spots while I'm got this color. Approximately. Oh. Approximately there. Not sure I'm going to do that. There's a little piece of wheat in front of it. I don't think I'm going to put that there. It's like, I might, but things like that often kind of freak me out because if you've already finished everything and you go to put something like that and you mess the whole thing up, that's depressing. So I may not put it. All right, where's that color we were using? Was it this one? I think so. Yeah, that's going to be too, a little too light. It's like right in the middle. I think I'll have to do some sort of a brown wash. Okay. So this curve is a little bit off. Goodness, Tommy. Quit gurgling. I gotta fix my curve a little bit. So I'm grabbing some burnt umber and black. Where I can put it. I'll just keep it up there. Not in screen, so let me see if we can scooch it. Don't scooch the track. Right, maybe. Clean my brush because it's a mess. Alright, burnt umber and black. Where was I looking? Tiny bit right here. There's like a highlight on that fur. I'll have to figure out how to add. This is a little lower. Just a tiny bit lower right there. Yeah. And then, what was I looking at? Honestly, I don't remember. Was it the eye? Dark right there. There. This is pretty close. Dark. Right here. It's close. I think it was this. That's what I was going to do. I always forget. Alright, so the curve is just a tiny bit off. I don't want his neck to curve before it's supposed to. Let me see if I can fix it. Just ever so slightly. started just a tad bit soon. Come on. Okay, so it starts more like here. Go back into this lighter color. It needs more red. I don't know, maybe. We'll add a little drop of red oxide, just a little. Let's try that. So, the curve goes here. It goes all the way up just a little bit. Sporadic hairs. And then there's another line just on the side of that. The neck right. I think the neck's ended in the right spot. It's a little tiny bit of unbleached titanium on there. And then it has like a brown area through there. Sure, maybe this color. It's very dry. It looks so dark on camera. It's not that dark on my side. Come on, red, show up. A little bit more red in there. Okay. This is, let me see if I can get a dark spot in there. That. It's close. Water. I know there's a very light area here, but I'm just not quite there. It's a dark area through there, a light area through here. Even with this neck. I'm trying to see where this light area starts. It's pretty much even with that. What time is it? Almost 10:30. I told them I wouldn't go too late because we haven't had dinner yet. So I will try to keep my word. We're starting to get this shape finally. I'm starting to see it. So it comes together pretty close here. Oh, what's the color? So somewhat close. Turn. And then the top gets a little tiny bit wider. Right. I'll just throw a little more color. I'm just getting the little details of this. There's some little separations that I'm trying to capture. I think I'm starting to get them. Holding my breath again. It's hard not to do when you're concentrating. Don't close up that dark spot. It's a little bit wider down here. variation right, I think here. Just really subtle, like separations in the fur. Too dark, too bright. Okay. Light spot. Okay. All the way to the edge here. Let's try it out. I gotta get out of water. Yeah. Okay. Light. Goes down a little lower on the neck. And a little lower here. Close. Still needs to be darker there. Let me end up doing a wash. Get my finger cleaned a little bit. Start to build up. All right. More light. What should I use? We'll try a little bit of the yellow, Naples yellow, and a little bit of unbleached titanium. Maybe. Spritz it real quick. Let's see. Gotta be careful with these spots because if I go too much, they'll definitely take over. We don't want them to take over. I think the color's okay though. Trying to hint at highlights on the fur now. Here and there. Bit of highlights there. too bright, I can tone it later with a wash. So try not to worry about that. Let's see. Get this side. It's like that little line there is pretty narrow. And just random brighter spots here and there. Tiny little highlight spots. Song in my head. Keep humming it. I'm not even sure if it's a real song. It's a song from a series I've been watching. I don't know if y'all have ever watched it. It's Sue Thomas Private Eye. It's a FBI detective thing, and Sue Thomas is deaf, and she became a FBI agent, and because she can read lips, and it's based on a true person, an actual person, Sue Thomas, who worked for the FBI. It was funny, the other day I was watching an episode and they actually had her on, and she was pretending to be an actress, the actress that plays her, and it was like they were in like reverse roles. It was actually very funny that they did that. It's a good little series if you like stuff like that. It's on the Up Faith and Faith, Up Faith and Faith, something like that. Faith Up and Up, I don't know. A channel I watch every now and then. Marley Maitland. Maybe I suck at names. I really do. I don't know. But if you look up Sue Thomas Private Eye, it comes up. It's like a popular search, so it does pop up easy. But it's pretty good. She's a little doggy, a hearing dog, and his name's Levi. But I really like detective type series. She's a deaf actress. It could very well be her because it is a true deaf actress that is playing the part. It's not the one that played, gosh, what was that called? Oh, I don't remember. Oh, I can't think of the name. It was a series I was watching for a while about a deaf girl that it was like she was switched at birth. Is that what it's called? Switched at birth? It's not that actress. It's a different actress. But she's also like a true deaf actress. I do like it when they actually have people who are, you know, what they're representing, you know. if it's an autistic person, then use an autistic actor, you know. I do like it when they do that, so. But it's good. If you like that kind of thing, check it out. I subscribe to the, I want to say Faith Up and Up, I don't know. But I subscribe to it, and it's not expensive. It's like, I don't know, $5.99 a month or something. But it has some good ones in it. It also has Hudson and Rex, which is a detective dog one. You can see a theme here. I do like detective stuff. But I like that one too. The only thing I didn't like is that I found out at the end of that one that he got sick in real life and they fired him. And I was just like, that's not cool. He got cancer. And he recouped from it and he was ready to come back. And they were like, no, we've already replaced you. It's like, what? Everybody was mad. Like, if you read the comments, everybody was so mad that they did that. Because the new guy is not as good. It's getting there, guys. I think I'm about at a stopping point. This is a little too straight of a line. Let's see if I can curve it just a little bit. Not too much. It just needs more right here, so it does a little more of a curve. Maybe in a little bit there. Okay. Whew, it's getting there. Still got some stuff through here I need to do. But I need to quit because I gotta cook dinner. So I'm just gonna throw a few hairs through here. There's actually a spot kind of this angle that stops, so I'll see if I can kind of put that. And that'll be a good starting spot for next time. Holidays that are going to interfere. Too dark. Too light. Too light, too dark. That's good. Just a little bit of teeny little hairs through here if I can get them on here. I'll pull this up close so you can get a close look at it before we go for today. Much. The last time I used the other brush the whole time, this time I've used this brush the whole time. It's funny how that sometimes works out. Some very fine hairs through here. Not wet enough. right for now. Just put some hairs on here. A lot of the fine tuning will be done with a glaze, kind of. Just trying to hint at this highlight. Definite highlight on the shoulder blades here. Okay. Good enough. Good enough. Let's see. I think that's okay for now. Let me clean my brush. And I will pull that up for y'all to look at. Fingers. So don't touch nothing. Alright. Let's unzoom so I can pull it up and stay in focus, hopefully. Alright, so here's our fur. See if we can get that light to hit it right. There. Okay, so you can see all the detail. So that's what all that little tedious strokes were doing. And you can see those little dark spots? Like here, here, here. So I was trying to capture what I was seeing on here. So there's a little bit there, there, and there. And then there's one like here. And they do a lot to, you know, show that texture, which way the fur is doing and all that. So it's getting there, guys. We're getting close. Okay. So that is it for today. I will be back on, this is Friday, right? I will be back on Monday. And until then, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I will see you guys next time. Thanks, guys. Angela says thank you. Deborah says it's beautiful. And Nancy says amazing. Yay. All right, guys. You have a wonderful evening. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.